Hi everyone, it's Lottie from Cozy Paper Trails here, and in today's video I'm going to be page hopping in Small Victories by Johanna Basford. And this idea was originally, I don't know if she was the first one to do it, but Jess at Colouring Bumblebee started doing this, and she does it in Small Victories and Inklings. And I've seen her do this on some of her live streams, so I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sort of nicking the idea and following a similar kind of way that she does it. I know she uses prompts as well, which I'm not going to do, but I've printed out loads of colour palettes off Pinterest. I printed them out, I just put them into Microsoft Word, printed them out and then cut them. And I've left a gap at the side of each one so that I can swatch my pencils and make a note of which pencils I've used. And I'm going to challenge myself to use only the Crayola Super Tips coloured pencils. I have the 100 set of Crayolas, and did I say Crayola Super Tips or did I just say Crayolas? I meant Crayola coloured pencils if I said Super Tips. But I've got the 100 set of the Crayola pencils, and I've also got the pastel set, which does have some duplicates from the main set, and also the Colours of the World set. So this is all of them excluding the Colours of the World, which are kept in a separate box, but they're not in any particular order, they're just sort of rammed into this. And I haven't used these nearly enough, and I know they're not the best pencils out there, they're a very, very budget, cheap pencil. And they don't blend super well, they're a bit more harder to use, but because this Small Victories book is mostly just tiny little bits, there's not a lot of large areas I'm going to have to colour with them, I thought this would be the perfect book to use them in. And I found they do work quite well on this paper as well. So yeah, I am following Jess's idea basically, so I really hope she doesn't mind. Jess, if you're watching this, I really hope you don't mind me kind of joining in with this trend. It kind of inspired me seeing her fill up this book and the book getting fuller and fuller, and I haven't done much in this. All I've done so far is this title page, these pages here, these, and I think that is it. That's literally all I've done in this page. And I was thinking I could randomly choose a colour palette and a page, like randomly generate them, but then I thought, I don't know if I want to do that, because if there's like a page in here with water or leaves, I know I'm going to want a blue or a green, for example, so I feel like I'm going to choose the colour palette and the page, do a little section, move on to the next, and go from there, and then hopefully I can just see this book fill up. I tried to pick a selection of colour palettes, so they're not all colour palettes that I would normally be drawn to. I mean, obviously I like the colour palettes, but there was a couple, like, I probably wouldn't have picked this, or there's a really dark one somewhere. But these are basically all just off Pinterest. I just typed in colour palette into Pinterest. Oh yeah, this one here. I would never pick this. And I feel like there does need to be a lighter colour in here, so I might have to add something, but these can just be used as my sort of inspiration for the page. I've also got my pencils swatched out on this swatch sheet, which I downloaded from Colourful Country Life's website. They're free to download. The reason there's gaps is because this is for the 120 set. I don't have the 120 set, I've just got the 100 set. So I've got all these colours, and then they're the Colours of the World ones, which I also have, but I don't have them currently with me right now. I've only got the main set, so I've got that swatch sheet so I can sort of compare them to the colour palette. So if I was to pick a page in here, I don't know how to pick what page I do. So I just start off by picking this one, which has got loads of little bits and bobs on. I'm going to have to put my phone here or something just to hold page down. So I'm going to look through these colour palettes and see which ones would go well. I want something with a reddish colour for the mushrooms, because it's quite a standard colour for mushrooms. Ooh, this could work, although that's accent colours. And I could use that orangey kind of colour for the toadstools, so I'm going to put that one there. Or there's this one, because that's got a green and a red. So I could pick any of these, they could all work. I don't know what kind of one to go for. Well, I'm thinking because there's so many elements on the page, I potentially need to go for something like this that's got more colours. So maybe one of these two, because they've got more options to pick from colour-wise. So I feel like otherwise I might get a bit stuck. But then what would I need the blue for? I guess I could do blue flowers and stuff, but I can't see myself really using blue on this page. So maybe not. Unless I do just do this and do the toadstools that colour. I might just give that one a go. I'm going to just pick out some pencils what I think would go well with this colour scheme, and then I'll show you what I've picked out. Okay, I've made my selection. So for the greens, I've gone for these 3 greens, but mainly this kind of one, because I think that will go really well. Let me zoom you in. So they're the greens that I've chosen. And then I've chosen also some like neutrally colours like this for the toadstools, which was kind of matching that colour there. Another kind of neutrally colour. And then this colour, which I thought goes with this, which is the accent. Oh, and a couple of these colours also kind of go with the warm neutral as well. And then some purpley lilac kind of colours. I've got these ones here to match those ones. So these are all the pencil selection. That's all the pencils that I'm going to be using for this page. That's going to be my challenge. So before I put the pencils away, I will swatch them here and keep them in the book so that I can remember exactly which pencils I used when I come back to the page. So I'm just going to do maybe 1 or 2 of these little like small victories bits. Obviously small victories bits, that's what the book is called. But I'm going to do, I might just start with this. That's nice and simple, because I don't know exactly what colours I'm going to be using for each element, so I might swatch them out actually first. Okay, so I ended up getting rid of sand and bringing in almond instead, so I've got like that really pale colour which kind of matches that. I thought that went a little bit better. That's what all the colours look like, and I'm just going to get started. I'm going to start off with the mushroom, and for the mushroom combination I think I'm going to use these top colours pretty much. So burnt sienna, cantaloupe, khaki and almond. I'm going to use these colours here. I think they'll go quite nicely. Or unless I did, instead of khaki, I might do peach instead. I don't know, I'm going to see how it looks. I'm going to start with the darkest colour at the top and fade it down. I know the colour payoff of these pencils isn't as good as other pencils, so it does take a while sometimes to build up the colour, but I'm sure it will look fine. There still are really good pencils, like for the price. I would definitely say they're a decent set. They're just quite hard, like the lead's really hard and they're a bit harder to blend, but this pencil is sharpening really weirdly. Like it's just leaving this really long bit of wood, so I think I'm going to actually try a different sharpener with this one because it's just not really working. There we go, that's better. I ended up using instead of my normal Derwent sharpener, this is the one I use most of the time for my colouring, I actually used my Swordfish Icon sharpener, which is the one I used for my pastel pencils. But it worked, but now the pencil's quite a lot shorter than it was, but never mind. Blend that into the first colour. So I like these two colours together, they seem to blend quite seamlessly into each other. But because this is such a pale colour, I don't know whether this khaki would look silly next to it. I guess I could just try here. Yeah, it's kind of a bit brownish, I don't know about that one. I might use just a little bit of this peach. Yes, but I might actually get rid of this khaki colour for this colour palette because I don't think that one's going to work for what I thought. So I've crossed that one off, that one can go. Let me zoom in so you can see a bit better. And then I'm going in with almond. Yes, this pencil's filthy, but it came like that. And then I'm just going to add that to the tip. Okay, that's the mushrooms, I like that. And then I'm going to do the leaves because I think that's the next easiest step. I'm going to sharpen these up as well. All sharp. I'm just going to do a bit of olive in at this end of the leaf, and then I'm going to go in with the next colour, jade green, and then finished off with cool mint at the tip. It's not quite the colour on the colour palette, but it's the closest I'm going to be able to do. I'm also just making this bit here green for the grass because I don't have any browns. And then I might do these leaves the purpley colour to sort of bring that into it. Don't know about the toadstool stalks. I could make them either green or that mauvey kind of colour. Maybe that would go a bit better. Considering I don't have any browns. I don't know if this cool mint colour really goes with the other greens that much, but it doesn't look too bad. Okay, I've sharpened up these next colours that I know I'm going to use. So I'm going to go with these, like this maroon one first of all. Is that going to be the stalk? Ah, well it is now. I might just do the whole stalk that colour. It might be a bit easier. There we go. And then these leaves here, I'm going to do these like maroony, mauvey colours. Hard to do a blend, like a gradient blend on such tiny leaves. Like when you watch people do this on camera, it doesn't look that small. But when you're actually doing it, it's tiny. And the details are very small. Not all the details, but like these leaves, for example, they're really, really tiny. And then the lightest colour on the tips. Okay, that is that. That's nearly the first one done. And then I'm going to use this one, which is the Wild Blue Yonder shade. I'm going to just gently shade behind them as like a background. Probably going to regret this. Dull blue colour, isn't it? It's not like very bright. I'm not like expected it to be bright. Just wanted a, but I'm not going to do much background. Like I'm just doing a wash, kind of a wash. I'm just doing a light kind of something, just so that it looks like there's some colour behind it. Like that. There's just sort of a pale little glow of blue around the mushrooms. So that's my first little small victory, which is based on this colour palette. I think I've done quite a good job matching the palette to this. So that is that page. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick another page. I've already seen one page that I would like to start on, and that is this cupcake page. The cupcakes kind of draw me in, but I'm thinking of doing some sort of really bright colour palette. Either something like this, but then I don't know where I'd use the green, or I could do something like this, or I could go ahead and use pastels, or there's this one which is quite fun. Oops, because there's quite a lot of colours going on there. So this one I wouldn't necessarily know how to use the green, so maybe that counts that one out. And then there's this one, which is nice. Or there's this one, which has got more choice again. Or there's these pastel colours, like all just pastels. I feel like the pastels would go really well with the cupcakes, so I might go for pastel colours for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some colours out for this page. Okay, this is probably the best I'm going to be able to do. I have picked out this colour for the yellow, these colours for the pink, although they're not really a pastel-y pink, are they? But I don't know, the swatches look different, so I'll see. And then these two for the orange, these ones for the blue. I don't have a light blue in this set, which is annoying, apart from that Wild Blue Yonder, but then I don't know, I might have to just press lightly to get it to look like a really pale pastel blue. And then these ones for the green, I'm going to have to go slightly more of a teal route, because the only cool green is this one, which matches really well, but then I need some shading, so I'm going to go with those. You can see here now all of the colours swatched out on this swatch sheet. I think they look pretty cool. I don't know what colour to do the cupcake cases, or unless I alternate for each cupcake with a different coloured cupcake case. which could work. So I might start with this one randomly. Don't know what drew me to that one, but that is the one that I'm going to start with. And I'm going to do a green cupcake case. Don't know why, just and that's kind of what I want this book to be. Like, I don't want to have to think too much. Like, I don't want it to be perfect like my other books. I'm like, I want all the shading to be perfect. Whereas this book is just about getting colour on paper and filling up the book with colour. So it doesn't matter if the pages in the end don't look like masterpieces. It's like a really low pressure book, which I think will be quite fun for me to come back to when, you know, when you're in like a colouring mood, but you just don't know what to colour and you don't want to think about anything. You can't decide. I could just whip out this book. And do a little bit of it, especially as I've already got the colour palettes here, so I don't have to think about that too much either. I just need to kind of pick the colours out and that'd be it. It would just be really awesome to have this whole book filled up one day. Just gonna add this over the rest of the cupcake case. So you can definitely tell, like, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I can tell in person these aren't blending like it would if I was using polychromos or something. They're not blending that well, but it's fine. I'm just adding colour onto the paper. This book is just for that. I'm going to do the actual cake. This is like the actual cake. Well, that's what I think it is anyway. I'm just doing it yellow, but like really pale pastel-y yellow. And then I'm going to do the icing pink. Sharpen these couple up. Just going to do darker on the... Oh, I should have done the other way around. Just get my rubber. Do it darker on the bottom and then the lighter shade towards the top. I think after this one I might do maybe 2 more pages for this video. Oh, I feel like these pencils showed up a lot brighter on my swatch sheet on this compared to in colouring books. So like, I'm pressing quite hard here and it's really hard to get good colour payoff. This colour is this. That's how bright it looked on the swatch sheet, and this is what it looks like in the book. So it's not coming up very, very bright, but that's fine. These colours are supposed to be pastel for this page anyway. This colour palette is very pastel-y, so it's all good. And then we got this shade. Oh no, that's because that's the one I'm supposed to be using. This is Melon. I was using the wrong shade, that's why. And I've just smudged it into the yellow, making a mess of this. So I was using the wrong pencil. I was using Salmon. I actually want to use this one, which is Melon, so that is better. That's more what I was trying to do, this side. So let's just go over all this again. And then do the lighter colour on the other side. Yeah. I need to start putting a piece of paper underneath because the image transfers onto the other side. So I'm just going to get some paper. Just pop that underneath. That's what I need to start doing in all my colouring books. It's because I press quite hard, that's the problem. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter shade and colour in the top half. Doesn't look much different, does it? Like, this gradient's not that great, but anyway, it's just meant to be a pastel cupcake. See, this bit here definitely isn't as dark as I'd wanted it to be. I think it's because I did the light colour first. It's sort of just not going over the top. They don't layer very well, these pencils. Never mind, that will have to stay. If you hear banging and stuff, that's because I've got the window open, so you're going to hear some noises. I apologise. I'm going to do the berries blue. I don't know what else what other colour to do them. And then I've got leaves, so I might have to do those green as well. I don't know whether to do those ones orange. Do I have to include every colour on every element? Probably not. But I'm going to do the leaves the exact same as the cupcake case, just because it's the only greens I've got. Again, the leaves are quite fiddly. I'm choosing aqua green, sea green, and then cool mint. There we go, that's that. And also I've accidentally rubbed out a bit here, so I'm just going to go over that quickly. Right, and then do I do them orange? I guess I could do, but then would it not stand out enough? So I would say they're probably grapes. I don't know if the orange is going to ruin it. I'm just going to do them orange anyway. Thing is, I don't actually like the colour orange anyway, so then I'm going to go in with the light peach and just shade over the top. There we go. That is our first cupcake done on this page, and that is following this colour palette. Not bad. Obviously the green is completely different, but it doesn't matter, that's fine. I still use this as a guide. Should we pick these insects? That might be quite a cool one to do, these little insects here. This kind of colour palette would actually work really well. I'm kind of drawn to that colour palette for this page, so I might just go for that straight away. So I don't need to include a green. So I'm going to go ahead, pick up some colours, and then I will be right back. Okay, I've picked up my pencils and swatched them onto here. So I've added in a black just so I can add some shadows into the kind of slate sections. And then I've got all these kind of pinks inspired by these, and then these yellows inspired by this. So that is what I'm going to be working with, and I'm just going to go for this one, right bang in the middle. I might do the bodies all the black potentially, and then all the other colours around the edge. I'm not too sure yet. So I'm going in with a raspberry, which is inspired by this colour here, as you can see. Let me zoom you in. That's quite a good colour match for that colour. I'm going to do quite a lot of this butterfly, this colour, I think. I feel like the longest part of this process is picking out the colours. That's taking me longer than actually colouring the image. But then once the colours are picked out, they're picked out, aren't they? And then I don't need to worry about that when I come back in. I just need to find the pencils. I need to get like a pencil case or something for these Crayolas, but I'll just keep them in this tub for now. I can't be bothered to really spend the money on a pencil case for these. I don't use them that much, so it's not the end of the world. I'm only going to be using it in this book. I don't really use them in any other books. I'm going to do all of this colour as well. I'm going to do quite a lot of this one, this colour. And then like the next butterfly or insect I can do based around like yellow, for example, as the main colour. Like that, and then potentially this bit on the outside. So then I've just got a few little bits to do with the other colours. Because I'm doing this page hopping thing, so like I picked out this, I don't necessarily have to colour the whole thing. I could just do the bluebells and this bottom bit. You don't have to commit to a whole bit, because some of these images in this book are like this, for example. I don't need to colour the whole thing. I could just pick an element or two. Or this, for example, I could just colour the water or the house, one of the houses or buildings or whatever. Don't need to do the whole thing at once. And then I'm going to go in with pink and just add that in. You can see they don't blend together that well. Like they do, but you have to kind of go over it a few times to kind of get a more smoother blend. But I might stick with the butterflies' bodies being the slate colour, and then the beetles maybe just their legs or something. Just use that for those kind of parts, rather than bringing it into the actual like main part of the insect. It's quite a dark colour. I kind of want this page to look super bright and colourful. And I'm not going to do backgrounds. If I then finish this page, for example, and I think I want to add in something in the background, I can do that then. But I'm not going to do that until the very end. I could maybe add like a wash of watercolour or something like that, because I love my watercolour backgrounds, as you would definitely see in the my completed pages for this month. I've done quite a few watercolour backgrounds. I might potentially do a little tutorial on how I do the watercolour backgrounds as well at some point. It's super easy, it won't be a very long video, but just in case anyone finds it helpful. That is that. That's most of the butterfly done already, and then I'm going to add some yellow. Do all of the other bits yellow, which I'm tempted to do. It's kind of like an orangey yellow, because this is quite orangey, and then this is a lot of a brighter yellow, so it'll end up looking quite bright. But it's fine, I want this page to look really bright. That's kind of what I had in mind with this colour scheme. It's just brightness. Well, it's not the brightest colour palette out there, but it's just, this yellow is definitely, this yellow combination that I've done makes it look a lot brighter than this, but it's fine. Could always add in a bit more of that colour. I might add in more of the darker colour in a second. Yeah, this one, which is Mango. Although with these pencils you can't really layer very well, so once you've got paper pencil down, you can't really add more, like it's really, really hard. That will do. And then I'm going to add some slate and maybe a bit of black. I'm going to have to sharpen this one up because it's a bit on the blunt side. My swordfish sharpener is working really well at the moment, just because I this morning added in a new blade for it. So it is really, really sharp. Works like a dream. Then I'm going to add some of this lighter blue on the outside part of the body, and then I'm going to add a little bit of black for like the eyes and stuff. Might have to sharpen this one as well. There we go. I'm just going to add some shadows under each like bit of the body, like this, and the eyes, and the antennae at the end, and there we have it. There's my butterfly, first one done on this page. I'll zoom out, and that'll be the colour scheme throughout. So the yellow is definitely not quite the same, but it's fine, it still works. It's still the same kind of colours. So I'll keep that one in there. Pick another page. I'll do probably one more, maybe even two, I don't know. Ooh, I quite like this, but I wouldn't know what colours. I would love to do that kind of tropical colours. Maybe I could do a page in that. Not a page, but a thing. Drawing, colouring. Well, I've just got these florally ones. I haven't really done any florals yet, have I? So maybe I'll pick and I'll do some florals next. And that could work. Although the oak colour, I can't really see me using that on flowers. There's this one, the blues, and then there's the green you can use on the flowers. Well, there's these purples. Just need to pick some that has a green in it. Although you don't have to. Obviously I don't have to do the leaves green, but I want to. Okay, so I've got these colours picked out. A couple of blues. Some of these peachy kind of pinks. These more brighter pinks. And then the greens. And I'm just going to do this one, because it's the first one. And I'm going to start off with the green, so I'm going to sharpen the darkest one up. Just start off with the leaves, because that's probably the easiest thing to start with, because I've only got one choice. Not one choice, I've got three choices, but like one choice to do a blend. The green in this one is quite dark, which I think will go well with these. So this is kind of, it's green, but like it's kind of a grey. I don't know if this is actually a grey, but it goes well with the colours that I picked out. I feel like that tone of green goes quite well, so I'm just going to go with it. It can be the deepest part of the shadows of the leaves. Kind of feel like just doing all the leaves on this entire page and then come back and do the flowers, but I'm not going to. I am gonna start doing some of the flowers. Although it would be easier just to do all the leaves really, because then that bit's done, but that was how I would normally approach a page. But I'm not going to in this case. I know some people go through and do each leaf one at a time, so they'll do the darkest bit, get the next pencil, do the next bit, blah blah blah, and then move on to the next leaf. Whereas I prefer to do all the leaves, all the dark bit on all of the leaves. Actually do some of the stems here, and then move on to the next colour, because I feel like otherwise you're picking up your pencil, putting your pencil back down. I feel like this just takes even longer. It takes more time. So then I'm going to go in with the next shade, Olive, and add that, and then I will add the last one, Jade Green, on the top. And my camera is about to die. I'm going to have to change the battery. Yeah, my camera just fully died, so I don't know what I was saying at when it cut off, like the actual moment that it cut off. But I was saying that I've been filming basically all morning and all afternoon. Yeah, so my camera battery has been drained, but luckily I have two, so I keep one on charge and then I can just get out the next one when it runs out, which is really good. I filmed a tutorial about how to draw a leaf in pastel pencils for my art channel, which won't be uploaded quite yet. I'm filming quite a lot of videos in bulk before I post them, and then only been filming this video for this channel, but it takes a while to film a video, like, you know, a couple hours per video or something. It's quite a long time. Well, not per video, like always, not like when I film my completed pages for a video, for example, my plans, it doesn't take 2 hours, but for this kind of video it takes quite a while because I've actually got to colour for the video. Alright, I'm just going to finish off these leaves by adding the lightest colour, Jade Green. It doesn't really look very, there's not a massive gradient, but it's fine. I'm trying not to think too much into what I'm doing in this book. I just want to colour and just fill this book up with colour, because I do prefer the look of Inklings compared to this one, because I feel like there's more variety in the book. But I don't want to get it yet because I've not done enough in this book. I feel like I want this book to be almost filled up before I buy that one, just because I don't need both, because they are the same concept, they're just obviously different images, and I do prefer the images in the other one. But one day, I just really want to get more done in this book. So I've had it for quite a while now, like I've had this for 2-3 years, and I've only coloured those few pages in it, so I would really like to get some more done. And like when Jess from Colouring Bumblebee flips through her pages of her book, like when she flips through her book, I'm just like, oh, that looks so cool, because it's just filled with colour, and I just really want my book to look like that. So that is why I'm doing this. It's just a good way to get me working in this book rather than just it sat. I just thought I don't have a yellow for the insides of the flowers, do I? So I might have to use the peach colour, potentially. I've decided I'm going to do these flowers here, the blue ones. So these ones are going to be blue. All these little tiny flowers. And then the bigger ones will be a couple different shades of pink and like peachy kind of colours. I think that would work. I'm not going to do like the backgroundy bit of these. I'm just going to leave this page as simple with no background. I don't feel like it needs it. I'm actually going out for dinner tonight, the day that I'm filming this. So once I've finished filming this video, I might put the video clips onto my laptop, and then I'm probably going to put some makeup on. Although it's so hot, I don't really want to wear makeup. You know when it's just, missed a bit of the green. You know when it's just so hot and like my face is all oily. Makeup's not going to sit well on my face. I want it to breathe, but at the same time I want to look decent, and I've got quite a few like spots at the moment, so I kind of want to just cover those up. and I don't know what to wear either. I've got a dress picked out that I could wear, or I've got a jumpsuit. I don't know if a jumpsuit would be too hot. I'd prefer to wear the jumpsuit, but yeah, I don't know if it's going to be too hot because it's really hot today. This room that I'm working in is so hot. I'm sat here just sweating. I need some breeze. Should have brought my little fan with me. I've got a little like portable fan. I should have bought that. Could have just put it on the desk. Oh, but then it's quite loud actually, so probably couldn't have that on while I'm filming. Ah, never mind. This heat wave here in the UK seems to be going on for quite a long time. I mean, I'm not complaining because I do really like the warm weather. I'm much more a summer girl than a winter girl. I feel like in the winter I become a lot more anxious because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. I'm always worried about people getting colds, people getting ill, stomach bugs, anything like that. I'm a bit of a germaphobe. So like during the winter, yeah, I'm always anxious about that. Whereas in the summer, people don't often get ill compared to in the winter. So I feel a lot more relaxed. Obviously, and you can go outside more. There's more things you can do. And I feel like everyone's just a lot happier when it's sunny. There's like less grumpy people about. I don't know, I just feel like I much prefer summer these days. So I don't really want it to end, but maybe it could be a little cooler because it's a bit hot to go on walks and stuff at the moment. Because I've got a 16-month-old daughter. So on days that I'm just at home and I don't know what to do because it's too hot to take her out for a walk down the park or something, it's a bit hot for that, and I get so sweaty walking down to the beach. So yeah, it makes it really hard with what to do. Don't know why I'm just rambling on about this, how it went from small victories randomly to being hot and going on walks. I'm trying not to get this blue all the way to the edge because I kind of want there to be some sort of gradient going on. So that's the blue flowers. I really like how they look actually. They look really cute. Ooh, there you go. I'll zoomed in a bit more now. They look very nice. I like those. And then I'm going to do some of the other flowers in this colour. So I'm going to do Jazzberry Jam. And yeah, the centres of the flowers I might actually just do like a light peach colour because I don't have a yellow, but that's fine. Don't have to be super realistic. And this is quite a nice pinky purple. It's like a purpley toned pink. It's quite a nice shade actually. And I'm going to do these ones this colour. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that. My daughter's crying in the other room. Obviously, I haven't just left her. She is with my mum and my sister and my dad. Although I think my dad's actually just popped out. But yeah, I'm around my mum's at the moment. Whenever I'm filming on my desk, I'm basically at my mum's. If I'm filming on the floor on my rug, then I'm at home. That's how you know where I'm filming. And one of my mum's I film on my camera. I've got a Canon something. Can't see if it says on it what it is from here. Oh, Canon EOS M50 Mark II. That's what I'm filming on, and I've got like an external microphone plugged into it, so the sound quality should be good. And then when I'm at home, I just film on my iPhone, because here by my desk I've got a wall mount, so I can just put the camera on the wall mount, and it's really good for like a top-down view when I'm colouring. So this type of video I like to do here at my desk. But then just a bit more casual videos like completed pages or tag videos and stuff like that, I can film those at home. Especially I've got all my colouring books at home, so videos that require multiple colouring books to be pulled out, or like loads and loads of supplies or anything like that, they're a lot easier to film at home because then I don't have to bring tons of stuff from my mum's. So obviously for this video I just need the book and the pencils and my swatch sheet and we're good to go. Or and my laptop to print the swatch sheets, but yeah, okay, that is that. And then I'm going in with the lighter pink, which is just the shade pink. I'm going to do a similar thing that I did with the blue flowers, is like leave a little gap at the end. Ooh. So that there is a slight kind of gradient going on. I do quite enjoy colouring Johanna's flowers, but there's definitely too many of them sometimes. Like, I used to have her book, what was the first one? World of Flowers. Not her first one, but it's like her first flower book. World of Flowers, I used to have that one. I did a few pages and I didn't really want to do any more in it, so I did sell that on Vinted. I only did like a couple pages. I get bored of just colouring florals, so I wanted a book with other things in as well as florals, if you know what I mean. Like, I like florals when they're incorporated into a page, but I wouldn't want a whole book dedicated to them. But I never bought her Wonderful Wildflowers book because it just didn't appeal to me. It just seemed very repetitive, so I didn't bother with that one. I am interested though to see what her new book's going to be like. The Wild Things, which I think comes out in October or November. So I'm hoping we get some sneak peeks soon to see what the pages are going to be like, because if they're animals with flowers and patterns and leaves inside, I will not be getting it. But if it's like animals kind of in a scene, a bit more like Magical Jungle was, but like in her more updated style, I would be getting it because I think that would be really cool. But for some reason I feel like it's going to be the animals with stuff inside. There's a few in this book like it. Well, I don't mind this too much, that's not too bad, but it's, I think I just saw one. It's this what I don't like. These kind of patterny animals, I'm not a huge fan of those. So I'm really hoping the book's not going to be all completely that, but if it is, I just won't buy it, but it would just be a shame. That's those flowers. This would look really good with a purple now, but that is not a colour included in this colour palette, so I will be using these colours, which I'm not sure they're going to look, might look alright actually, I don't know, we'll see. And this is the shade Coral Reef. I'd probably just do all the others on this one quite similar. So like all of these just really similar, so it just looks really cohesive. If I wasn't doing this challenge, I probably wouldn't have ever coloured this page. Not like a page I'm drawn to. And like this one here, I'm not really drawn to that. But if I'm doing this page hopping thing, I'm probably a lot more likely to get to it. I could leave it kind of like that with the white on the tips. I think that looks quite nice. And then this peach colour, which is literally called Peach, I'm going to just use for all of the centres of the flowers. I'm not going to really be able to get in there, I might need to sharpen it. It doesn't really show up too much, but it just adds a little something. I always do that, break the nibs. So I press quite hard when I colour, not always, sometimes obviously I press light when I'm blending and stuff, but I do have a habit of pressing quite hard. So you can imagine the trouble I go through when I'm using Prismacolors, because they snap like nothing else. You have to be really careful. There we go, I really like that one, that looks really nice. So that is my fourth and final small victories that I'm going to be doing today. So I've completed quite a few pages. I'm really pleased with how this is going so far. Not pages, completed a few bits. So I did the butterfly. This is the kind of stuff I don't like, with the floral like animals and stuff. And these, not a fan. I did the cupcake, the mushroom, which I'm not really keen on that blue in the background, but it's fine. And then this floral page, which I really like, which is my favourite out of the four. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like me to do another episode of this where I do some more, then please let me know. It depends if you like kind of colour and chat kind of videos where I'm just sort of chatting about what I'm doing and that sort of thing. But let me know if it's something else if it's something you would like to see more of these, and I can do that. And I'll obviously keep you updated anyway with the pages that I get done in this, in my completed pages videos and stuff like that. And I've still got all of these colour palettes to get through for some of the other pages, so I'm looking forward to doing more. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye for now.